Welcome to Living the Dream, sponsored by Jackrabbit Dance, the podcast that brings together studio owners, dance educators, and leaders in the industry. Hosted by Rhee and Laura Giacomelli, each episode is packed with real talk, inspiration, and a passion for the dance life. We're so glad you're here.
Hey, how are you, Rhee?
Hey, I am doing good today. Fresh start to the week, fresh start to the season. How cool is this? How are you?
I'm good. Thanks everyone for being with us today. Today's episode is a meaningful one. It's about giving back, lifting others up, and using the power of dance to make a real difference. So I'm excited for today's episode.
That's right. We're shining a light on an organization that has made a huge difference in our dance community. We're focusing on giving back, lifting others up, and using the power of dance to do good things.
Yeah. But first, Rhee, I know there's been a lot of transitions happening with your life, and I wanted to check in and kind of see, do you want to chat about it and see what's going on?
I'm open to chat about it, my friend. Hit me up with the questions you think most people are wondering.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone knows at this point, have read the announcement that Michelle is now the new owner of the Dance Life brand. But I think everyone is curious to know what your position is going to be in the company now and where you're going, if you're staying, what's going on.
So this is really how I perceive this. Michelle will become the new owner, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm looking forward to being a guy who doesn't have to worry about the administration side of this company and the schedules and the hotels and the events that we run, and to stay completely focused on growing what we have and making it better and perceiving future needs. To me, it's like I've been waiting for this for years. I have had people write to me believing. Sometimes it can be frustrating because I tell people I'm not going anywhere, and then people will write me and go, "Where are you going?"
You're like right here in my house.
I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. Nothing is going to change dramatically. It's actually like I have this team that I've been working with for a few years, merging with Michelle's team. And even in the last couple of weeks, as this has been going on, it's like, wow, look at all these people and experienced dance people that I have the opportunity to work with. For me, this is a dream come true for the company, the future of our organizations, alliances, the conferences. This is a fresh beginning. And I'll add one more thing. I guess I gave you a long answer. I've been wanting to answer this question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've done this now for 30 years. I want to see it go another 30. And in order to make that happen, a foundation has been laid for the next 30.
Right.
But all the possibilities of what those 30 can be are endless.
Right. And I feel like studio owners, I would assume, could understand this situation. I'm going to be in this situation in 15, 20 years when I go to sell my dance studio. And, and I hope that I have the opportunity to say, well, what's my role going to be? Am I going to teach still? Am I going to be the manager of the studio? Am I going to walk away? What's my position going to be? So I think that it's amazing that you are still going to be very hands-on even though it's not your business, but the founder of the business. I think that's really important. And I think that this was needed. I think it's good for people to hear from you live that you're not going anywhere. You're going to be still in the company doing the things, inspiring, the next generation of teachers and studio owners. I think that's super important for people to know that, because change is hard for everybody. People don't like change, but in the real world, change is happening every day. Every day. Like that's just, and when you own a business, I think that's something we all know. Change is inevitable. We have to change our business from year to year. What works, what doesn't. And I think that you've built something that's amazing. And I think it's really cool that you built something and you got into a position where you don't have to walk away from it because you're not ready to walk away from it. You want to still be in it and you want to still work it and you want to have enough. When you own a business, and this is just me, the amount of space that it takes up in your head, the admin, the details, the fine tuning, everything, that takes up such mental space. And unless you own a business, I don't think people truly understand that, how much mental space that takes up. So I think it's really cool that that's going to be off your plate and you're going to get to be creative.
Cool. I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I feel that in our community, and it's great in some ways, I feel that within our community, sometimes people are trying to guess something that might be between the lines or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that kind of drags you down, having to explain it over and over again. So I appreciate the opportunity so that I can focus on what I really want to work on and dispel any rumors or whatever. How cool is it that people want to talk, but the bottom line is make sure you know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm excited for you, Rhee. I think this is like it's a good transition for you. But it's transitioning to being able to do more things that you love in the business that you created. Like I think about do I love doing the emails? Nope. Do I love you know what I mean? Like you can think about things that in every business that we like, God, like I don't like doing that. I hate running payroll, but like those are the things as an owner, you got to do. But when I had my passion for dance and opened up the studio, I didn't think about the 100 to do things that I do on the admin every single week. I thought about creativity and passing on the passion for dance and being in the classroom and inspiring my dancers. Like that's what you think about. But when you own a business, it's that whole to-do list over here that's like, wow, how cool that you get to be like, here you go. You can handle this part.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roll over here now. Like, that's really cool.
Hi,
guys.
Ooh, hi.
Hello.
We are going to put you backstage and bring you on in just
in like another minute.
Perfect. Sounds good.
I think you're a pop-in guest. You're about to pop out. How cool is that? Here we go. Oh, she's gone.
It's okay. She'll log back in, I'm sure. Don't worry.
Okay. Why don't we move forward, my friend?
Yep, absolutely.
You want to introduce our commercial?
I would love to. So before we begin, we want to give a quick thank you to our sponsor, Jackrabbit. Jackrabbit makes life easier for studio owners with software that handles registration, tuition, scheduling, and more, so we can focus on our dancers and our mission.
I realized that was supposed to be my line. Sorry.
I can roll with it.
Yeah, you did great. We're grateful for Jackrabbit for their continued support. And honestly and sincerely, they have been supporting the Regal Company and our ventures for years. And I so much appreciate them.
This episode is sponsored by Jackrabbit Dance, the dance studio software empowering you to build the studio of your dreams. With over 20 years of experience, Jackrabbit has the solutions and industry insights to help your business grow. Want to increase student enrollment, optimize your pricing to be profitable, or improve staff retention? See how other studios are using Jackrabbit Dance to hit their goals year after year. To learn more, visit jackrabbitdance.com/benchmarks.
Hey, friends, welcome. I think we have Jocelyn who will be joining us again.
Yes, for sure. So today we are honored to welcome 4 incredible leaders from Dancers Against Cancer. And of course, Rhee is also a proud board member of D.A.C, playing an important role in the organization's growth and impact. These women have been working hard behind the scenes and out in the community to provide hope and financial support to dancers, educators, and families in need.
As a part of D.A.C board, I have seen hundreds of thousands of dollars given in support of young dancers, teachers, studio owners, even dancers' parents. And I've seen the incredibleness of what our dance community can do with our healthy bodies to help other people. Welcome to Jocelyn, who will be with us shortly, Jackie, Michelle, and Michelle. Tell us really quickly just a smidge about yourself. I'll start with Jackie.
Okay, so I've been in the dance community for most of my life, and got lucky to suddenly find myself involved with this group of people. And I was trying to think this morning how long we've all been connected in doing this, and I can't remember. So I'm not sure what that says, but I can't remember. But I do know that I love being around these people. I'm grateful to be here, and the work that happens is remarkable. And I'm just such a small piece of it. So glad to be here. There she is.
There we go. Hi, friends. I was
Hey,
just so
friends.
excited to chat with you all.
Let's go with Michelle Webb. Tell us a little bit about you, my friend.
Okay, thank you, Rhee. I'm excited to be here. Think it's an honor for you to invite us all to be able to talk about this organization that we're all so passionate about. I first want to say congratulations on your move. I think that's very exciting. You know, as much as we hate to admit it, we're kind of in that same age bracket, and we're kind of in that same stage in our businesses where we really want to live and only wear the visionary hat and do the things that we want to do. And so congratulations to you. So
Thank you.
You betcha. I'm the founder and visionary of Spotlight Events. We run 2 competition brands of Spotlight Dance Cup and Leap National Dance Competition. And I've been involved with D.A.C since, I guess, really pretty much almost the beginning. And, I'm very honored to be able to do that. I'm very passionate about the organization and what we can do synergistically together to help this dance community. I mean, it's extremely touching and moving to be able to be a part of that and touch the lives of dancers and families and the teachers that support us and so forth. So anyway, that's a little bit about me.
Thank you, Michelle. And Michelle Soutier.
You're muted maybe.
Am I there? There we go. Thank you. I, like Michelle Webb, I have been involved since almost the beginning. They were just selling T-shirts, raising money back whenever I first got involved. I'm an 18-year survivor of breast cancer. So when I was sick, I said, I will do anything for the cancer community if you can let me stay standing. So I've kept my promise, and really, it has been such a blessing to come into Dancers Against Cancer, because with dance as our passion and cancer having been in your life, you want to do anything you can for it. So we've got all these dancers in our studios that can help us raise money to create these Hope Studios. And that's where all the money comes from. It's not just one big studio doing a lot of work. It comes from all the pennies. Every penny counts. And that's what I love about Dancers Against Cancer, because I think it's 96.5% of everything raised goes directly to the people. There's just not a lot of administration fees taken out of this. So it's such a blessing, and I'm thrilled to be involved.
Thank you, Michelle.
Mhm.
Jocelyn, tell us just a little bit about you and your D.A.C. story.
Sure. So I started as a car production assistant. I was touring with competitions and knew that Dancers Against Cancer was a part of Rick's vision, and I knew I wanted to be a part of it. My mom battled breast cancer when I was 7 years old, my first year of competition. And so my entire studio family is really what got us through it, from taking me to practice to cleaning our bathrooms, like literally anything that our family friends could do from the studio, they did it. And I think that just kind of instilled in me a want and a need to give back to the amazing community that supported me. So fast forward, here I am. I love what I do. I can't imagine doing anything else. And yeah, I just, every day something new inspires me. Someone new kind of ignites that fire again. And yeah, I just love it so much.
Awesome. Thank you for being with us, Jocelyn.
Yeah, thank you for being here today, everyone. So, for those who may not be familiar with Dancers Against Cancer, can someone tell us how the organization even got started?
Sure, I can hop on that. So, as I mentioned, I was a car production assistant, and there was a lovely woman named Marissa who grew up dancing on our competition stages. She ended up being an employee of Kids Artistic Review and ended up developing a brain tumor and passing away. And when that happened, our owner and founder, Noah Rick Lands, knew that he wanted to do something. And that slowly started with just collecting donations and donating to research foundations and kind of any charities that were already set in place. And then slowly he started to realize that this was something that he wanted to take on and kind of create a new charity under Dancers Against Cancer. So in Marissa's memory, that's how it was started. And we've been able to directly benefit dance families in need rather than focusing on research or other charities that we can donate to. Our main mission is donating to the people who need it most. So that's the kids, that's the parents, that's the dance teachers.
And what I think is really interesting about your organization is it's like people within the dance community. It's not just the dancer. Like you're saying, it can go to an educator, it can go to a dance mom, a dance dad. I love that because I feel like it opens the door, because if dad's the primary breadwinner and that he has 3 competitive dancers, we know what fees are, you guys. So it's like to then have these 3 children, their normalcy get ripped out from under them because they can't afford dance, or dads, they're struggling. It's like this can be the difference of keeping normalcy for that season. And I think that's just like incredible. Like, I love that it's broad like that it's not just specific to a dancer, or I think just understanding that it affects, when someone in your family gets cancer, it affects the entire family, not just that person. So I think your organization just really encompasses that and covers everyone involved. And I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I think too, our knowledge of cancer, right? We always say it takes a village to overcome something like that. And a lot of our dancers, even dance moms, it doesn't have to be the dancer themselves. The dance community is their family. Sometimes these kids are at the studio and they're spending every weekend at competition and convention. So these people really become a family. And whether it's the dancer themselves that gets diagnosed and gets taken out of dance, or because of a parent not being able to support them financially and getting taken out of dance, either way, we want to keep them surrounded by dance. We say like dance is our therapy, it's our medicine. And our goal is just to kind of use that passion and that purpose to continue to surround the dance families with love, with light, with joy. It's really hard to celebrate during these tough moments. And so providing them opportunities and even just the smallest points of human connection that they can come together and lean on one another is, I think, the most important thing for us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're doing wonderful things, really.
I want to ask my 2 Michelles, Jackie, Jocelyn as well, but what are some of the most meaningful or memorable moments you've had working with D.A.C?
Wow. Do you want to start, Michelle?
I can.
Okay.
I've had a lot of big moments. I have worked as the executive. I don't even know what I was called, but I was running around giving checks all the time to dancers. And there was one little girl in particular, her name was Olivia, and she was 16 at the time. And my daughter was 16 at the time as well. And I visited her at the hospice house, and we had put on a Christmas party, for the lack of a better word, in August in her town, in her hometown, because we knew she wouldn't make it to Christmas, and that was her favorite holiday, and orange was her favorite color. So we got a hold of her hometown. The fire department, they put out bubbles to make it look like snow all over the whole town area. We had an area that we had the party where we put food out. All of her friends and family came out for this. It was decorated orange all over the town, Christmas decorations that were orange in August. And we thought that she would make it to the party, but she could not. So I stopped by the hospice house before going to the party. And just knowing that we were days away was really tough, but we put on our happy face and we went and did this amazing party. The whole town came out for it. And Olivia passed away 2 days later, which was a blessing for her at that point. But it nearly killed us.
Thanks for sharing, Michelle. Michelle Webb.
Oh boy, I have a few stories as well that are near and dear to my heart. And, obviously being in the competition industry for 30 years, our studio directors and teachers, they become our family, really. There are some of our closest friends and family members. And, I can think of one studio in particular that, has been a supporter of ours since probably day one of our organization. And, she was basically the daughter of the owner of the studio, but she became, a director and the teacher there, and being able to support her and being able to step onto stage at our nationals and talk about how this is our family, and being able to generate the support that they needed, and then have that audience, I mean, literally so many people in tears and passing the pink buckets. And there's just no feeling like that, to be able to give back to our community in that way, and know that you've touched at least one person's life, and I'm going to try to do this without getting too emotional, but I just recently lost my husband to cancer, and he was diagnosed in late January and literally told he had 2 weeks to live. And, it was a very rapid.
Oh, no.
Of course, immediately, Rick reached out to me and said, how can we support you? Well, he worked for our company. He handled a lot of our logistics and our trucking and took care of that side of the business. And, through some support, we were actually able to seek some treatment outside of the country that they don't allow in the United States, some alternative treatments that actually bought us 6 months of time together. And, that is extremely valuable.
It's priceless. Time, when you're in a situation like that, time is priceless. Literally priceless.
Absolutely. Every minute, every day I said, today is a gift. Today is a gift. You're still here. Today is a gift. And so just having that time to not only be together, but to prepare as well. And through some help from Dancers Against Cancer. I mean, I am forever indebted to the organization for that. So thank you.
Okay, I didn't know this question was going to become so emotional. But this is what Dancers Against Cancer does, though. Changes lives. I know it firsthand. Jackie.
Okay. So I'll try to make it more. I've had actually several moments on convention where a mom or a teacher, someone has come up to me and said, I'm thinking, okay, here, thanks, Michelle. Now I'm going to cry. Okay. One girl in particular who I was just for years had been attached to just because of her energy. And they always came, and she was always the best dancer. No, the most full out for sure. And I just adored watching her. And every year I would look forward to in the city. And then she came, and I so looked at her face, but I didn't recognize her because she had lost her hair. And I thought, what's happening here? Teacher came up, explained the situation. But then this moves forward to what I was about to say about this organization, and that is I have turned in several situations of kids or parents or teachers, and I've said to Jocelyn, oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. And they have received help within hours. It's been remarkable. I'm not saying that every situation has been or can be like that. It's just that there have been times when I've written and I've said, this person needs help. And it's immediate. It's been more than I could. And that's what happened with this little girl. And it changes lives. Oh, for sure, it changes mine. Every single month, we get a zillion emails from Jocelyn. I know that. No, I hope that. I hope they're not mad at me because here comes another one. And I look at the list sometimes and I go, oh my gosh, I've got to answer all these emails. But then every month, my personal life gets changed because every single one of those emails is asking, do you approve of help for this particular person? And I think, how can we be doing this much? It's remarkable.
And it gets easy at that point, doesn't it, Jackie? Approve, click,
Approve.
send, approve, send, approve, send.
And thank gosh you said that, because I've thought, do I look like I don't care? I'm just approving everything? No.
Everybody.
No, I do the same thing. It puts me in a place where when I get done responding, I'm like, okay, today may have been a hard day, but it's not as hard as it is for these people. Like it,
Right.
to me, it's like, okay, they're doing good things here, and look for that. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'd like to speak to the, if you don't mind, to
Go.
the studios that, the Hope Studios. I think they're so incredible because, we live in a society that is maybe a little selfish, right? Where, especially, in the dance community, it's a lot about me and about the award that I take home and whatever, which we don't want it to be. And what does this teach them? This teaches those dancers that work together and support each other, and especially when it hits home in their own studio and the lives that they can change individually, and what it teaches our youth to in terms of giving back to their community and getting outside of themselves. So, I see that changing the lives of the dancers in the studios that are the Hope Studios that participate, and the love that they show when they're giving. So you can just see it in their countenance. So anyway, it's so important as dance teachers to teach those kind of principles, I think. And yeah, definitely.
Okay, you just segued into where I want to go, and I'm going to ask Jocelyn. Jocelyn, would you describe what a Hope Studio is for our audience?
Sure. So a Hope Studio is a studio who's partnering with us for the season. The goal is to raise $1,000 to get that official Hope Studio status, and you have the whole year to do that. And you can do this through an online campaign so that it stays completely virtual and keeps it as easy as possible, or you can go above and beyond and have something at your studio, host an event. It can be something very simple. I think a lot of studios get really creative. We have studios that do cocoa for Christmas, and they donate all the proceeds that they raise from that to D.A.C. We have studios that put on these giant galas and raise over $50,000. So really, it's just about bringing the studio together, and however your studio feels that works for you, like that's what we encourage. So you can have master classes, you can have family movie nights where you invite all your families to just come. We have some cool ballet teachers who let you donate $5 and you don't have to wear your Leo in tights. That's a good one. So
That's fun. Like, how creative. I like just like little things, like to get out a dress code, because they do that at schools around here in Pennsylvania. They do like dress down days, and they pick an organization. You pay $1 or $2, and they get to wear their gym uniform if they're a Catholic school, or street clothes. And then that all gets maybe to like the PTA board or fundraisers, whatever it is. But that's so fun and smart. That's a way to support it in a way that's like the kids enjoy. It's like, oh, I get to wear sweats today. I never get to wear sweats. That's cool.
Yeah, we try to just have it be fun. Obviously, there's like the studios that kind of go above and beyond, but there's so many studios that hit that $1,000 from just kind of having that QR code up in their lobby and kind of just having that initial organic conversation with anyone who's coming in and checking in, or, paying their dues for the month. It just starts a conversation. And really what it comes down to is kind of what Michelle was saying, is you're creating a culture within your studio. It's not just about competition. It's not just about having the best leg hold turns and I can do 1,000,000 pirouettes. It's not about that. Anyone can be a dancer against cancer. And we are seeing that the younger the kids get involved, the more connected they feel. And especially, obviously, everyone is different in terms of how they cope and they handle their diagnosis. We have some people who right out the gate, they want to scream it to the world, and they want to share their story, and they want that community support throughout the whole thing. Where other times we have people who prefer to stay a little bit more anonymous, and we completely respect that. We know that everyone, is on a different journey. But I think really what's cool about D.A.C. is you see the people that it's helping. You can follow Layla, you can follow Brielle, you can follow these kids and these people who are sharing about not just the good, but the hard times that they're going through as well. And I think just overall, the vulnerability that I think D.A.C. brings out of everyone. I mean, you see all of us getting a little bit emotional. It's just, that's what D.A.C. is about. It's the human connection behind the dancers.
Yeah. How would a studio owner, I'm sorry, go ahead, Michelle, go right ahead.
I was just something that just sparked my memory that I thought was extremely meaningful about Dancers Against Cancer as well, is some of the other organizations that we have supported over the years. Like I had the opportunity to go to the Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City, Utah, and our organization was able to support a music and dance program that they were starting as therapy inside of their children's hospital, so those kind of things, I just, we couldn't do it without the support of all of these gracious donating studios and people that support this amazing organization and the hard work of, everybody sitting in this room, Jocelyn and Michelle, and of course, Rick, forever grateful to him. So wanted to share that as well, because that touched a lot of lives.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jackie. Absolutely.
Thanks. This is all connecting now, so it may be a little redundant, but on convention, when I'm teaching on Dance Magic, I always say to the instructors, to the teachers that come, I say, tell your students who your teacher was, so that they have a feeling of belonging and a feeling of community. It's not just them by themselves. So I really encourage the legacy thing. Teach your kids where you came from so they understand where they came from. And this is exactly that. Kids get the feeling of belonging to something that came before them and that they're going to pass on. So it's for the kids who get involved individually in the giving part, it's way deeper than we think. We go, this is exciting, they're involved, and then we see results. And you're excited because now you can pass the results to some other person. And in that process, the kids are being affected inside, the ones who are participating. It's huge.
And I can't tell you how many times I mean, I'm the person that goes through all the applications. So when I send it to the board, everything's already been almost pre-approved. I just need that final yes. But I'm the one that goes through and reads all of these. So I can't tell you how many times I see applications and they say, we've been a Hope Studio for years. I've been the mom that's volunteered to do this at competition. I've been the mom, or I've been the dancer who sold bracelets, and now they're battling themselves, and they never, ever thought that they would be in the position to ask for help, considering they've been the one that has been helping. And it just goes to show, you never know till it happens to you. And that's how we get a lot of our Hope Studios actually is we'll hear about a dancer or teacher, we'll donate to them. And then the studio is like, whoa, who are you? Like, how can you make this happen? And it's like, well, we actually have a studio program that makes this possible. And they're like, well, we have to get involved. And that's
Right.
kind of how it naturally progresses. And that's how we've gotten a lot of our Hope Studios, is from helping a dancer or teacher first. And then kind of the whole community sees what it did for that family, and they just have to be a part of it.
And you know what
Jocelyn, how does it? I'm sorry, Michelle. Go right ahead.
I was just going to say the statistic for cancer these days is almost 1 in 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Jocelyn, how would a studio get involved? What's the website? How do they go about signing up to be a Hope Studio? What is the process for a studio owner?
Can I jump in before she
Please,
talks?
this is where
I
Rhee
wanna
has
say-
taken this on this year. He's been my helper in getting more studios.
I'm not even sure what my title is, as Michelle said earlier. I think I'm the spokesperson is what I am. But I can't guarantee that. But this is what I want to say to studio owners that may be listening. $1,000 is all it takes to start this process. There are lots of people who are giving more than that because it has grown so much within their studios and people wanting to be more a part of Dancers Against Cancer. But I kind of look at it and say, just do this, teach your kids that using their bodies to help others is something you are passionate about, and start with the $1,000. And don't be intimidated by thinking you have to make 10, 20, 30. Start that way, it will grow. Okay,
Yes.
Jocelyn.
So we have an application on our website, and by application, everyone gets approved. It's not really an application. It's more so just collecting information, making sure that we have your contact info. So if you just go to I'mADancerAgainstCancer.org, you'll see Get Involved at the top, and you can click Become a Hope Studio. From there, you'll just put in your contact information, your email, your studio address, everything like that. And then from there, we'll send you just a brief introduction as far as kind of an overview, possible fundraisers, how we as a organization support your fundraising. And then that's when Rhee and I hop on a monthly call with anyone who's interested, and we just go over everything. I answer all the questions. You can have another director, a studio director who has put on these events, be able to speak to that as far as, you know, this is what's worked for me in my studio. It may not work for yours, but this is how I've gotten parents to get involved. This is how I've gotten small businesses to get involved. And it's really just an open discussion for us to be able to explain the why behind what we're doing, and also kind of how. And that's where I work really closely with all of our studios. As I mentioned, some of them go really big, some of them keep it very simple, but the impact is the same. They're creating dancers who are giving back to the community, and a lot of them are competitive studios, and that's kind of been my favorite part of the last, I would say, 2 seasons. We've really seen a lot of studios collaborating, and then they end up at competition or convention, and normally they'd kind of have a little animosity because they're competing against each other, but now it's like, hey, you're a D.A.C. Hope Studio, so are we. We're aligned in this mission. We connect on another level outside of this trophy focused kind of environment. Let's come together and support each other. And you see kids in different team color jackets screaming for the kids on stage that are from a different studio. And it's because there's kind of just this underlying understanding and respect of, we're doing this together and it takes all of us. So I think that's kind of cool, is it's not just bringing your individual studio together, it's bringing together the studio culture and community across the country. And we have studios from Florida, from California, from Michigan, all over, and they support each other and donate to each other's fundraisers. And it's been a really great way to, you know, just bring back everyone to the notion that giving back to the dance community is what's the most important, and kind of take yourself out of the equation for a minute.
I hope you're impressed with the technological advancement I just made.
It's going to be .org. I'm a dancer against cancer.
Let me edit that. I thought I
No
did
worries.
so good.
Oh yeah, org. Jocelyn, haven't we had,
Org.
correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't we had studios that have come together and done benefit shows together?
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
had
wow.
we have them do different things. We've had like showcases, as you've mentioned, like a full concert where they have dedicated D.A.C performances. But we've also had them do like masterclass series as well. So again, it's just about bringing your community together. A lot of these studios maybe don't necessarily want to take everything on themselves if they want to plan a bigger event. And that's where they kind of reach out to their local studios in the area. And you guys know the dance world is so small. Everyone knows everyone. So it's really nice to just bring everyone together, because a lot of these kids maybe go to different studios, but they go to the same school, or they're on the same high school dance team. They just might compete separately. So it's just been a very cool thing to bring studios together. And again, at the end of the day, for all my studios watching, it starts with you as a leader, to kind of set that motion in place. Like if you as the leader are being so amazing on and off the stage to every competitor, every other studio director, it's leading by example. And now your dancers are going to see that and be like, okay, so it's okay for me to reach out to other studios and make this bond and this connection. And I think it just starts with cultivating that culture, as we've said, and really just leading by example and showing that it's okay to have friends at other studios and collaborate when it's for a bigger cause.
Right. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. And I love the different ways. I think maybe some studio owners, maybe smaller studio owners, are a little nervous. Like, how am I going to raise $1,000? But I think you guys are listing a lot of opportunities of how to do that. Collaborating in the studio, bringing in a guest artist. If a guest artist knows what this is being donated to, I'm sure that a rate could be negotiated. Like, there's just all different ways to hit that $1,000, no matter what size your studio is. So I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So I know that you guys have, oh, I'm sorry, Michelle, go right ahead.
I would like to add, when I first started with Dancers Against Cancer, they were just selling T-shirts at events and that sort of thing. And so I had my kids, we did bake sales, garage sales, car washes. We had car washes about 8 weeks straight on Sunday mornings, because it was the only time that we could get these kids into a restaurant that would donate the water in the area. And so like a parent went all those 6 or 8 weeks that we did that. That money came so fast. Like $1,000 came so much quicker than you would ever think. You can set up tables in front of your studio with bake sales and bottles of water of the kids coming in to dance. You could do that for a week and you would have that. And then we had a little jar for donations, because some people didn't want that, but they did want to donate. So this doesn't have to be a big formal thing. You just start bringing the money in. Like it just comes.
Right. Like I was also saying, like the ballet days, there's also studios that just for a whole month of October do a pink out week. So same thing, you donate for every day that you're going to be at dance, $5 to wear your pink outfit, and you can get super crazy with it. They put pink hair dye in there. They put tinsel. They rhinestone their own shirts because they get really excited about having spirit days. So again, it's making it fun. And obviously cancer is not a fun topic. It's bittersweet. There's a lot of heaviness that comes with it. But at the end of the day, a majority of our community is kids. And I think what I've seen D.A.C do is see a 7-year-old see another 7-year-old who's bald in the middle of chemo. And I've seen them have that look of terror, of confusion, scared, what's happening. Maybe that conversation's never been had with them of why a child could possibly not have hair or look sick. And it's just kind of integrating that slowly as a conversation of, it's okay. It happens to kids. It happens to adults. And there's a lot of kids who know what cancer is because of Dancers Against Cancer, which is kind of crazy to think, but that's their intro to it. That's their way of learning about it. And I've seen it become such a beautiful community where, it's a little less scary because they know they saw Elena one of our D.A.C. Hope stories, they saw her go through it, and now she's amazing, and she's dancing, and her hair's growing back, and she's, you know, she's back to, I don't want to say how she was, because they're changed forever inside, but, you know, I think it really allows the kids to see themselves in other kids. And I know that's kind of how it was for me when I first kind of started into D.A.C. I want to touch on Brooke Baldwin and Emma McDonald. These are two girls who were involved in D.A.C. for years, and I identified with them. They were my same age, you know, college dance. They go to music festivals on the weekends. It's just, they were me. They were who I saw myself as. And when I saw how sick they were, when I saw them end up losing their battles, I think that just reminded me of it really does happen to anyone. And it happens to the people that you would least expect. You always hear it too, of she was the healthiest person I'd ever met. She never ate red meat. She never da-da-da-da. She was always taking her vitamin. You always hear of the most healthy, proactive, exercise-focused people. Those are the ones that get sick. And I think for a lot of people, it's how does this happen to this person? And a lot of it comes into, what did I do wrong? I know that was a conversation my mom always had, was I was 42. I had 3 young kids. Like, I was so healthy. Like, how does this happen to me? And, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes it happens, I don't want to say for you, but the outcome and the family and the connections and the lessons that these families get out of experiencing this. So oftentimes they're like, the cancer community is a community I would never want to be a part of, but now I can't live without it. And it's really become a comfort and a security for a lot of these families. And Brooke's mom, Emma's mom, they still work with us. I still talk to them all the time. They're still involved. And it's because their dancer is no longer a part of, you know, our everyday life, they're still a part of our family, and that will never change. So I think that's my favorite part, is forever family.
And I'm sure them being a part of your organization gives them some hope too. As you know, it gives them a sense of peace that that's a part of their daughter's legacies, that you helped them. So why not pay that forward? I think that's a big lesson. All right, ladies. So it's time for like a little wrap up thing that we do. We call it a quick step. It's our rapid fire round, and we're going to ask a few questions, and you're going to do like an answer that just pops right into your head. So how about I'll do in my order. So we'll do Jocelyn, Jackie, Michelle S, and then Michelle W. Sound good? We'll go like in that order. Okay. So I know. So get ready. So one word that describes the D.A.C. mission. Jocelyn.
I'm going to say joy.
Jackie.
Inclusiveness.
Compassion.
I'm going to say hope.
Favorite quote or motto that keeps you going?
Ooh, you know what? I'm going to cheat because it's actually my screensaver right now. It says, there's literally nothing in nature that blooms all year long, so do not expect yourself to do so. And I think that's just a reminder for me, because I'm very much someone who likes to be enthralled in 50 million different things. I love being busy. I love just all of that. And I think a good reminder for myself is I can't be 150% all the time. In order to give 150% to others, I have to take like at least 2% for me sometimes. And so that's been something that I think this season I'm really focused on, is giving myself that rest and that restoration so that I can just go back out and pour it into others.
Thank you. I don't know your order, Laura, so.
Jackie, you're right ahead, Jackie.
I'm going to work on that, Jocelyn, for myself. I always try to remember, when you're in a hurry, slow down. Somebody's yard.
Yeah, I'm at the office right now, and Rick likes to keep his greens all nice and clean. So,
my thing I'm living by now is that it's called I am. Every day I get up, I say, I am good at this. I am going to make a difference. I am going to make this happen. So it's always, I am capable of this. So that's what keeps me going every day, but it's actually manifesting good things.
Well, mine might seem like kind of a pat answer, but truly mine is one day at a time right now.
Mm.
One day at a time.
Yes.
As I go through the grief process and trying to get back into work and everything else. So one day at a time.
It's not a bad concept for life in general, Michelle Webb. I'm just telling you
True.
that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep, 100%. Okay, back to me. How about a dancer, a teacher, or a mentor who inspires you? Jocelyn.
A dancer, a teacher, or a mentor. I mean, there's been so many. I mean, okay, I'll say, and this is not someone that anyone would probably know, but my community theater director, Eileen Moore, she was the most fun, infectious, don't take yourself too seriously type of human. And I think very much got me to come out of my shell. I was always a very outgoing kid, but I think she gave me a confidence to trust my crazy ideas and trust that like I knew where I was going, even when I've said the most delusional things and people were like, okay, good luck with that. She was like, no, you can 100%. You will do that. And she actually passed away from lung cancer this upcoming, it's almost a year. And I got to kind of do this whole little video call where everyone hopped on and shared what she meant to them. And it was all everyone from her past who she had done vocal lessons for or directed in plays. And all the people kind of said the same thing, is she was a person who instilled in them a confidence to go out and do what you know you were born to do. And that's something that I try to do with every dancer, even people my own age. Like if I see something in someone, I try to tell them that, because sometimes that's all they need to hear is that one compliment or that one motivational moment that kind of ignites them to start on a path that maybe they wouldn't have. So I just try to believe in everyone and tell people when I see something amazing inside of them to follow that.
Thanks.
So this is not a tough one for me. I was pretty much raised by Joe Tremaine since I was 18 years old. And I won't tell you how many years that is now. And he taught me, it was definitely a love-hate, when I was younger. And I learned so many lessons from him. And he taught me 3 that I repeat probably almost weekly. One was never assume anything. And I thought, wow, good one. Never assume that it's done. Never assume never assume someone is fine. So never assume anything. And then he said, stay current or you die. Oh, okay. And he taught me that you bring what you know with you and make sure you keep up with what's current now. And then just a couple months ago, and I thought he taught me 2 life lessons my whole life. And a couple months ago, I was telling him about these projects that I really wanted to do and blah, blah, blah. And he just sat there listening. And then he looked at me and he goes, do it. I thought, okay. And I needed to hear that, and I needed it to come from him. So I would say him, and really got me through all of it. And so many other people, but let's forget them.
I think for me, when I was 14 years old, I met Karen D.A.C at a dance competition. She owned a dance studio about 3 hours from where I lived at the time. And I was there by myself. It was a pageant in my grandparents' home, the town I was born in. And my grandparents really wanted me to be the dogwood queen. And but I went by myself. I didn't have other people with me. And Karen had the troupe there was doing all of the opening numbers, and she had kids competing. And when I danced and came off the stage, she was so gracious and so kind to me when she could have just ignored me. And she actually sent me back out onto the stage to do another bow, and I got a standing ovation because of her. And I was competing against all of her students. And I never forgot that. And when I went to college, I moved near her studio and reconnected with her and decided if I ever own a studio, which I knew I wouldn't, but if I ever did, I'm going to treat my students like she treats her students. And now she works for me. She sold her studios. She's was in Mooresville and then went to Myrtle Beach. She's done that. Now she heads up my costumes, doing all my custom costumes and solo stuff. So it's really cool to have such a close relationship and be almost best friends with the person that you wanted to be when you grew up, and she did not even realize that story until a few years ago, is how much, because I watched how she treated people, and plus they were great dancers, it was obvious that, but she really inspired me to be really kind to people when they don't always deserve it. So she was the one.
I'm going to say Rick Lanz.
Ooh.
We've been friends forever, and that's a weird thing in a lot of industries to say that your competitor is your friend. But he's that kind of person. We have each other's backs. I know that I can pick up the phone in an instant, and if I need something, he's there to deliver. And just admiring his generosity, his creativity, his, entrepreneurial spirit, even though we often call each other and complain about life and why did we get ourselves into this mess and so forth. But just again, his generosity, this organization speaks to that as well. So I would call him probably one of my biggest mentors.
I
Love it.
I look at him that way too. Like, this guy is a real deal guy when it comes to all of this. For sure. Thank you so much for being with us, and the work that you're doing for our dance community. This is a good reminder as we start the season that educating our dancers in more ways than what we do in the classroom is vital.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yes, thank you for being here. Your stories, your passion, your purpose are inspiring. So thank you for sharing that with all of us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you to Jackrabbit Dance for your sponsorship. We appreciate you. And how much you support this journey we're on.
Yep. And if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and share, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode.
Visit Rhee for more stories, tools, and resources for dance teachers and studio owners.
Yep. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thank you again, ladies.
Thank you.
Keep living the dream, friends. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Living the Dream. A huge thank you to our sponsor, Jackrabbit Dance, for their support of our community and helping dance studios thrive. If you loved today's conversation, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your dance friends. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep dancing, and keep making a difference.